while the news media and the TV keep trying to convince us that America's falling apart, America keeps stacking W after W after W. There were some massive wins over the weekend. I should have made a video yesterday, but I decided to take a day of rest. Back at it again today. We're going to go over the wins that we've had, the unveiling that's happened, the D-class that continues to happen, and I want to go over the real story about the executive orders our president signed this weekend. So we're diving right into that. Don't go anywhere. I'm Jared. This is RedRacer Video, former car vlogger, and I'm an independent citizen journalist. Thanks to you, the viewers, your donations through Patreon, PayPal, and Venmo. 3 links down below make this possible. This is my work now, and you make it possible with your donations. Thank you, everyone, so much who has made this possible, made me comfortable making this jump, and just quite literally bringing this video to everyone. Excuse me. Really quickly also, to everyone who has supported the channel through buying our shirts, thank you. The shirts did amazing. As I said in my last video, I kind of got overwhelmed. There are slim pickings left, but we've got like 450 shirts coming next week. New colors for women and a bunch of just a lot of the same for men and different sizes for men. So stay tuned for that. Thank you to everybody that's done that so far. Let's get into it. So today, I want to start off by saying this. I feel like it is incredibly important, and many of you out there probably feel the same way. It's incredibly important for us to have an honest conversation with ourselves as a country, as Republicans, as Democrats, as independents, as whatever you identify as. If you do the whole group identification thing, whatever you lump yourself into, let's all have a discussion. I'm speaking mostly with those, obviously, though, who still hate our president, but I'm also speaking to those who maybe are on the fence. And I'm starting to be, a little cognizant of the fact that there's obviously people on all realms of that and all aspects of that. And I get that. And I'm trying to be as delicate about this as I can be while just laying out facts for you in this video. I want to ask everybody, how is it exactly, removing all of the media program nonsense, how is it that people can still hate what Donald Trump has done for this country? That's an honest question. That's not me being mean. It's not me. It's not a rhetorical, cynical question meant to poke fun. That's a legitimate question. In the comments, help me. And don't just spew some mainstream news headline. If you're going to put something in the comments, be ready for people to come at you with factual stuff. But help me. In the comments, tell me what you hate. How can you not see that it is not him that is causing all of the strife and all of the problems in our country? And how is it there are people that still don't see that it is the people that oppose him doing all of this? It's quite the opposite. He did a lot of really amazing things, and they continue to beat him down with bad things. How is it that people don't see also that the people that oppose him, how do they not see that the people that oppose him because he keeps doing what's good for us, me and you, and bad for them, bad for the man, bad for big pharma, bad for these politicians who have been in office for 40 years and who have been bought and paid for 40 years, who have been cheating in elections for 40 years. How do people not see this? Well, I'm going to try and help you in this video. That's the whole goal. So let's go into some things that happened over the weekend. I may miss a thing or two because there was a lot that happened this weekend, but I put together a little list here. First, payroll tax holiday for all people who make less than $100,000 a year. So I think it's like the last 2 years of tax returns. Maybe it's just last year's tax returns. Some of the comments help me out where I'm missing up here, but essentially a pay raise by way of elimination of some payroll taxes for everyone who makes less than $100,000 a year. That is a lot of people who are benefiting. This isn't Trump making rich people rich. This isn't all of the bull crap the news media is going to try and convince you. This was quite literally money going to you and I's pockets. Not mine, because I don't pay any taxes now. I don't work for the man. This is my work. And once again, thank you to everybody who makes that possible. 3 links down below if you want to help. But to the majority of everybody, you just got a pay raise. Thank you, Donald Trump. The Democrats have been standing in the way of that. We're going to touch on all that later. But that's one of the things that happened. Starts August 1st. Renters and homeowners eviction protection. So to anybody who can't pay bills, anybody who's struggling to make ends meet, if you're getting ready to get launched out of where you live because you don't have a job because you're affected by this, This now keeps you in a home. It's keeping people from getting foreclosed on, evicted, having to leave where they live because of the China virus. Once again, he keeps calling it the China virus. Nobody's calling him on it anymore. I wonder why. Because we all know that's where it came from. Enhanced unemployment benefits. He enhanced unemployment benefits. So now $400 a week of enhanced unemployment benefits for people. Student loan interest rates were already slashed to zero. And student loans had already, I think, been deferred up through like September. So no payments to people with student loans. That is now, as of right now, extended through the end of the year. So no student loan payments for anybody through the end of the year. Thank you, Donald Trump. These are executive orders. These are all things he did unilaterally. Got sick of waiting for Senate Republicans and Democrats to come together. He said, screw it, I'm doing this. So let's keep going because it gets better. The Veterans Choice Bill was also passed. So now veterans, and I don't know how many of those out there that don't know. I happen to know a couple of veterans, and I've heard this firsthand. So this is something that kind of hits home for me. Veterans have been treated like dirt in our country for a long time. They've had terrible benefits. They act like they have these good benefits, but they can never get into a doctor. And when they are, they're treated like crap. The doctors had no incentives to treat people good. They could not be fired no matter what they did. So doctors treated veterans like crap. They had a really, really, really low acceptance rate or approval rate amongst veterans. They are now up to 91% approval. So more than 9 people out of 10, 91 out of 100, say they're now happy with their veterans' care. That's a lot of room for improvement still, obviously. 1 out of 10 still says, man, this isn't going to work for me. And those people sacrificed everything for us. But once again, thank you, Donald Trump, for putting that into place. Now they have to treat people good or these people can fire their doctors. That's something that many politicians have talked about for a long time. Nobody's done, okay? One more thing that I really liked, and this I think a lot of people brushed over. I see this as a huge, huge thing. This goes back to like, everybody wants to fix things after they've happened. Like, so we have these veterans that go and they've got some issues, right? They dealt with some stuff. They've seen some things. They've been given drugs. All kinds of things have happened to these young men and women, some of them not young anymore. And they may have a run-in with the law. Well, there was a law that just passed that helped. So let's say a veteran comes home, they've got things going on. They don't know where they belong in the world anymore. They maybe don't have a job. Now they come home and there's a bunch of yuppies out in the streets telling them they're murderers for going and sacrificing their lives so that those little yuppies could sit in the street and be spoiled brats and call them murderers. I know I got a little worked up. Let's keep moving. But what happened with this, if one of those veterans gets into a run-in with the law and it's a non-violent crime, so they just have a run-in, they're in a bad place. We can see that there's something happening because of what they went and did for all of us that is leading them down a dark path. But they're not violent yet. They haven't killed anybody. Now, instead of just putting those people in jail, now instead of just turning them out, now instead of letting them just go down the path of go to jail, get out, go to jail, get out, drugs, get out, drugs, now you're a homeless dude on the street. Now they are actually requiring the VA to put programs into place to treat those individuals. Nonviolent crimes, veterans, you get treated. Not treated like a criminal, but treated. Again, that's one that I think everybody swept under the rug. I applaud our president and everyone involved in making that decision happen. This is where this is the part I've been excited about. I'm at 9 minutes and I'm going to try to go a little bit quick, keep you guys under 20, around 18 or so. Every time I say that, it gets longer, so let's stay with it. But did you catch the part where the president, and he is a genius, this is where he's the master troll. He used this opportunity to dissect everything the Democrats were trying to do with this bill. And keeping in mind, there was bill after bill after bill after bill after bill proposed by Republicans, all of which the Democrats said no to. And now the Democrats are on TV saying, Donald Trump is trying to make us cut funding to Americans and he's trying to hurt Americans for political gain. Could not be farther from the truth. Let's talk about what's really happening. What's really happening, and I said this in my last video, Democratic states who have run their states into the ground on purpose, and all of their corrupt politicians that are out of money because we've taken all of their money laundering schemes away, are now trying to make the federal government give trillions of dollars to these failing states so they can launder all of this into helping bail their states out. I'm sure helping some of their habits that they may have. That's a whole nother video. But our president went on to crush everything they stand behind. Let's get into that. So one of the things they had in the bill, keeping in mind, this is a coronavirus relief bill. This is not just a bill. This isn't just like, hey, what do we need to change right now, guys? Okay, ideas. Yeah, bring them. No. Coronavirus relief bill. One of the things the Democrats thought really important, actually so important that they were holding the bill up, one of those things was that they thought that we had to have mandatory universal mail-in voting in all states. Not some states, in all states. They also had in the bill to force states to implement ballot harvesting, meaning no signature verification. People could literally bring in thousands of ballots at one time into a post office, drop them off, no signature required. That one person could have filled out all 1,000 of them. There was nothing to keep any kind of a check in place to make sure that there was anything verifying that a person actually made a vote and that there wasn't cheating happening. That was one of many things they were trying to slide in to steal elections. Let's keep going, though. And ask yourselves, why would they do this? Why in a coronavirus relief bill are they trying to slide in that states have to allow mail-in ballots? Not only that, they have to allow them to be no signatures, no verification, no nothing. Why would you do that? I can't think of any logical, not cynical reasons to do that. Every reason I can come up with sounds like you're stealing an election. Just saying. I'd like to know your thoughts in the comments down below. Really quick, I just noticed I forgot to do my YouTube stuff, guys. If you haven't already, if this video doesn't suck, please smash the like button. If you're already subscribed, hit subscribe again anyway if you're not already subscribed. Make sure you guys are still subscribed. I know it still happens. Make sure you hit the bell so you get notifications. And then if you could, before you go, leave a comment. To everybody who apologizes to saying, I can't monetarily support you, I'm sorry. Stop. Don't. I'm surviving. Don't apologize. Just like, subscribe, leave a comment before you go. Those things also vastly helpful. Worry not if you cannot monetarily support. I am making it. Do not monetarily support because you guys think I'm starving, because I'm not. Monetarily support because you see what I'm doing and you know that by supporting it will help me continue to push our message. Back to the notes. They're trying to steal an election. That's why there is not hard to sniff it out. I'm reiterating that. I know I just said that right before my little shameless plug there. I'm saying it again. This is blatantly obvious, even to the people who hate our president. I want to really quickly go over a couple of other things. And by a couple, I mean 4 or 5 other things that were in this bill. So there's some people out there that are probably still saying, oh, you're just trying to show the bad things. Well, no, hold on. It gets worse. There's some more things that were in this list of demands from the Democrat. The list of things that were keeping them from signing a bill that has kept all of us from getting $3,400 checks from our government because 15 days to slow the spread turned into like what, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months to slow the spread? This is why they were holding those checks up. They wanted stimulus checks for illegal aliens. Stimulus checks for illegal aliens. People who've never paid $1 of taxes, most of them, should also get a stimulus check. They wanted the mass release of illegal aliens. So people who have been detained, keeping in mind, guys, I don't subscribe to the school of thought that they just pick up men, women, and children and put them in cages, because they don't. Most of the people they keep, it's because it looks like they're probably suspect. I have faith. I'm not saying that our system is perfect, but a lot of the people that they want released are not a fine, upstanding Mexican, Honduran, Guatemalan, and all kinds of other citizens. And notice how I said there, this isn't just about Donald Trump hating Mexicans as much as people want to say that that's the case. A lot worse things came across our border. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty confident that our president is where I am. He's not even worried about many of the Mexican Americans or the Mexican citizens that want to come start a life here, as much as the drugs and the really bad people from all over the globe that use the southern border to come across. To everybody out there that keeps thinking this is America versus Mexico thing, you are very, very not paying attention to all of the other stuff that's happening. getting back to my notes, because I know I just went off on a squirrel syndrome there. I typically do that once per video. They wanted the mass release of inmates as well. So not just the mass release of illegal aliens, they also wanted the mass release of inmates, including serious felons. We're not just talking like misdemeanors, people that are in jail over a bag of weed. Like, we're talking about people who are in jail for sexual crimes. What's the word I'm looking for here? Dang it. Sexual offenders get out. And you've already seen in the news, because you have to look a little, it's not like going mainstream like it would if Donald Trump actually stepped on, like, you know, like an African-American shoelace or something. But people are literally getting released from jail and then going and committing the crimes that they were just released for within like 4 or 5 days. Some, I think, within a 24-hour period. Okay? At the very same time, our Democrats are defunding police departments. So they're defunding police, releasing illegal aliens, releasing massive amounts of criminals, felons. All at the same time, they're defunding police. All at the same time, they're trying to steal an election. Nothing weird there, right? I'm still just a racist, xenophobic, homophobe because I'm supporting our president. It doesn't have anything to do with any logic. Nothing that I just said sounded logical there. Everything that I just said sounded racist there. Now, while I say that, I'm sure, and I bring up the racist thing, not because I care about race. I know there's people with fingers already melting going, oh, Jared, don't even talk about race. I only say that because I'm a realist, okay? And I'm sure that there are already some shills and some people in the comments, some Russian bots, some people with brand new profiles who are just here to harass me, that are going to say, oh, Jared, you're just being a racist. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I didn't say I want sweeping deportations of every person that is in this country without papers, because that's not what I want. I don't. I want criminals, people who are here to mean to do harm, and people who are here to exploit our system not to be able to do that. That does not make me a racist. That makes me somebody who cares about Americans. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but we have legal Americans here of all shapes and colors. And I want the same things for all of them. And they all get hurt when criminals and when drugs pour across our border. If that makes me a racist, if that makes me all those things, then I guess that makes me those things. But there's no logical things that you can tell me that make me those things. If you're going to tell me, though, that people who have snuck across the border likely don't pay taxes, don't pay into this system, don't actually contribute to this country in that way, they don't even have to pay for their child's childcare a lot of time. Real quick here, to those that don't know, you sneak across our border with children. Your children are sick, you take them to wherever, primary children, wherever you want to go. They can't deny them service. They have to help them. You give them some fake information. They try to send you paperwork later. No one ever pays that bill. That gets passed on to everyone else. That is what, largely in part, that and soaring drug costs, which our president also combated this weekend by crushing drug companies and lowering drug prices. So those people who didn't pay in, they're just a leech on that system. I know that's a bad word, but they are. They didn't pay in, and now they're also using our system for childcare for free while I'm paying for it and having my credit ruined because of my daughter's trip to primary children's earlier this year. Now they want to check too? Like, come on. At some point, I get that there are people out there that want to say that I'm the a-hole. But there's somewhere in the middle here, there's a fine line between being nice and wanting to help folks and being ignorant. Just because I think that those people are screwing us all does not make me racist or any of the other stupid names you want to give me. One more time, this is a China virus release bill, not an immigration bill. Okay? I'm going to start buzzing. As I mentioned in Friday's video, they're trying to bail out Democratic states that are broke and failing. And the president made sure all of this money is going to us instead. Every one of these executive orders, all it did was make sure the money went to me and you. It kept the money from going to the banks this time. It kept the money from going to the big corporations this time. All the people who took advantage and all these companies who never should have got $1 that got $1 last time, billions of them, some of them, millions, they don't get money this time. That's all he did. What's not to like here? Our president did an excellent job of laying out why he went around them and what he went around them on. We are 30 days away from Hillary Clinton testifying about her Benghazi emails, guys. You think we saw a lot of false flags the other day when half the world was on fire? Wait until Hillary has to go up in front of the court. Wait until Hillary has to testify in front of Congress. Wait until see what happens then. Please be safe in the meantime. Speaking of the veil being lifted, I want to say one more thing here before we go, and then I'll let you go. Really quickly, there was also some declassified information, some notes that came out over the weekend that show some more Obamagate just crushing information. Obama, Biden, Brennan, Comey, all of them, Clinton, all of them, all treasonous, should all serve a traitor's punishment. Go and look up what that is. There were some notes that came out that basically show that the subsource for the Steele dossier, meaning when the FBI has a case, they've got to go to someone else. They can't just take Daniel Steele's information and go, yep, it's good. We're taking this case, we're running with it, which is what they did to Michael Flynn. They have to have a subsource. Notes that were just revealed show that that subsource in 2017 said, this Steele dossier is garbage. This looks like something a bunch of people who just hate Donald Trump sat around in a bar and basically said together, and it looks like just political oppo research. None of it's good information. I don't believe in it. For over a year, or for about a year, they continued to lie to the FISA court and to many other entities about what the subsource said about these documents. And that is out now. Yet another thing that if the roles were reversed would have a whole bunch of Democrats in jail. I'm watching the Democrats say that the president's bill is weak and that he's forcing states to cut funding that are going to hurt people. Their policies put them in that position. And they decide what funding they're going to cut. So to anybody out there that says President Trump's keeping people from getting money because the Democrats are cutting funding that is costing some political or some government employees their jobs, don't be mad at the president for that. Be mad at your states. Be mad at your Democratic leadership. If people suffer, it is not from our president's decision. We are at war and the patriots are serving up pain. Please be strong, everyone. Put your flags out. Show them that the silent majority is strong. The silent majority needs to be silent no more. Please, before you go, like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you want a shirt, go buy one, RedRacerVideo.com. If you want to monetarily help, Patreon, PayPal, Venmo. I love you all. Thank you, and I will see you tomorrow, Red Racer Video. Have a good rest of your Sunday with your family. I hope you guys do something peaceful. We'll see you.